Hey everybody, welcome to CIT15. My name's Todd McLeod and I am your instructor. I want to show you a little bit about our class and how it works and what you're going to be learning. But before I jump into kind of like walking you through sort of the area you'll be working in, I just kind of want to take a minute to sort of give you my thoughts on the class and what you need to do. And what's the first thing I want to say? So a lot of our work is going to be done with computers, which is great because we're learning about computers, and you want that, right? You want to be able to apply yourself and do hands-on stuff. And so I've really built this class to be hands-on. So you're going to get a lot of hands-on time with the computer because the only way to learn something is to do it. And you can read about something all day long, but until you actually get on the bike and ride it, you're not going to learn how to ride the bike. So we're going to do a lot of hands-on stuff in this course. And that's great because you're going to be proactive in doing stuff. And there's a little bit of figuring out, you know, where do we do it? How do we do it? So I'm going to show you that stuff. The other thing I want to say to you before we start looking at things is our school has certain requirements that we've got to do. Certain things that we've got to comply with and meet. And so one of the ways we're doing that in this class is we actually have two areas where we'll be learning things. We're going to learn some stuff in Blackboard, which you see right here, and we're also going right here, right there, and we're also going to be learning stuff in My IT Lab. And so My IT Lab is like this whole other area, and I'm going there right now, myitlab.com. And the first time you come here, you'll click on Register Now Student, and when you get there, you're going to need a course ID and either an access code or a credit card. And you can see here inside Blackboard, I jumped right into the details, right inside Blackboard there. Let me make it bigger for you. On My IT Lab, you click that button and it gives you instructions, right? And there's like, you know, all the different instructions for using My IT Lab. But right here, it tells you how to purchase My IT Lab. If you buy My IT Lab at the bookstore, it's going to cost you $100. If you buy My IT Lab online, it'll cost you $75. What's the difference? At the bookstore, you're actually going to get a physical copy of the textbook because we're going to learn not only computer theory, which is covered in the textbook, but also doing different things like Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel, Microsoft Access, and that's part of the My IT Lab software. So at the bookstore, you get the actual physical text and digital access to My IT Lab online. If you buy My IT Lab right here online, you get My IT Lab access and an electronic digital copy of the textbook, which is 75 bucks. So I kind of, I don't know, depends upon what kind of person you are. I might actually go for the $100 option because I like reading and highlighting when I read, but maybe the digital copy would be good, you know, because you don't highlight or something. And the digital copy is also nice because, well, sorry, I just want to say, I'm kind of tired. It's Friday afternoon. It's like 6 o'clock. I need food. The digital copy is available in both options. So you get the digital copy in both options, but this one also comes with a physical copy of the textbook for $100. I hope that makes sense. All right, so My IT Lab. When you log into My IT Lab, that's where we're going to do the other part of our work. And so we're doing stuff in Blackboard, and we're also doing stuff in My IT Lab. We're doing things in those two places. And when you come into Blackboard, there's an area here called My Grade, which isn't showing up, so I need to add that. And when you click on My Grade, it's going to show you the grade you've earned in Blackboard. That is half of your grade in the class, half of your grade in the class. And the other half of your grade in the class is earned by what you do in My IT Lab. So if you go to the syllabus, let's go there now, click on it, and you scroll down, this will become more clear. Because right here it shows you how your grade is calculated, and I've got two examples to sort of illustrate that. And, you know, so let's say Blackboard shows in Blackboard, hey, my grade's 80% for Blackboard. That's what you've earned in Blackboard for the Blackboard work. And then over here on My IT Lab, you've done everything. It shows 100%. You did awesome. That's what you've earned on in the My IT Lab area, right? So half of your grade comes from Blackboard. Half of your grade comes from My IT Lab. And so when I take half of 80%, I get 40%. When I take half of 100%, I get 50%. And when I add those two together, I get 90%. So that's how that works. There's one more example that just sort of illustrates the same thing. But there's also extra credit in this class. So here's the other little complication. And Blackboard doesn't display extra credit. So the way that calculations work is half my grade is 80%. That's what I earned in Blackboard. Half my grade is 100% is 50%. That's what I've earned in my IT lab. So I have 40 plus 50, and then I add in manually just with my own head. I add in that 5%. I know my grade's 95%. At the end of the semester, when everything's said and done, I will add that extra credit in, and you won't ever see it in Blackboard or my IT lab. You'll see that you did it, but it won't be showing up in your grade as part of like calculated, computed into your grade. I'll add that in manually before I submit your grades, just like you could add it in with your head. So make sure you take a look at the syllabus right there, because that really explains how your grade works. So what else do I want to tell you? Lectures. You know, at the beginning on announcements, by the way, this video is for both my in-person class. We meet actually in a classroom, and this video is also for my online class. We never meet in a classroom. And so if you're in my in-person class, you'll see the lectures in person. If you're in my online class, you'll come in here to watch the lectures. And if you're in the in-person class, it's a lot of back and forth, I know. If you're in the in-person class, then you could review material by looking at these lectures. The announcements page will show you what week we're in. If you come into lectures, you'll see lectures to watch, and it'll show you here, hey, here is a link to week 1's lectures. You'll click on that, and you'll be able to watch all these lectures. There's a lot of lectures here, so you can pick and choose which lectures you want to watch and which ones apply to you. Anyhow, that's how the lectures work. Same thing if you're in the online class, there are discussions. And if you're in the in-person class, there are no discussions. But online class, because the in-person class, we have the discussions in person. But online class, you come into discussions. It takes a long time to load. And you do the discussion for that week. There's only one deadline in my class, and that's every week for the discussions. And everything else is just due before the semester's over. And so you come in here. Here's the discussion, week 1 discussion. And you do that discussion, week 1, come in here, post to it. And that's how that would work. I just don't feel like this is a very good video.